And today, we're recognizing the sixth principle of Kwanzaa, which is called Kalumba, creativity. But today, I want to talk to you about the last three principles of Kwanzaa.
Okay.
That is out of seven. There's seven principles of Kwanzaa. And those seven principles are called Nguzo Saba. That means seven principles. The language is Swahili. And the last three of the seven in Swahili is Nia, Kalumba, and Imani. Purpose, creativity, and faith. Temple Mercy Association is an all-inclusive Black conscious righteous movement. That's from a spiritual perspective. But on a earthly perspective, we are a nationalist movement. Because we truly believe in having a nation of our own, being independent, being self-determined. And in this movement, we recognize those that came before us and whose shoulders we stand on, because we don't look at their religious denomination or anything like that. We believe that the last trick Satan is playing on us is dividing us by our religious denominations and our philosophical differences to the fact that we cannot unite and come together to form a collective community. And this is what the founder of Kwanzaa continued to try to push. And that was community. Collective community responsibility. In the word community is unity. And in the word commune is talking about coming together in unity. See, but we have switched from community in our mindset to a neighborhood. And then it went on to fall further down into no more being a neighborhood to just a hood. And then somebody came along and added some animals to the hood that I didn't know about, and they called them hood rats. So somebody put something out, and we grab it and run with it, and we accept it as a part of our life and our culture. But yet God constantly sends someone with some knowledge and some information and some concern about his people into our world and give them a plan and give them an idea. And they move on it. And it's for us, by us. And the man I'm talking about is Dr. Maulana Karenga. You can look him up. He's still alive. He lives in Oakland, California. Long Beach, excuse me. He lives in Long Beach, California. While I was out there, if I'd have stayed there a little bit longer, I was going to meet him, and I was going to meet Rizza Islam, because I bumped into a Black bookstore, and she said they came there often to hold their meetings, and she tried to get them on the phone. I would have had a chance to meet both of them, but I had to leave. I was leaving that day. And I just happened to, on my way to the airport, seeing the store with flags on it. I said, that look like a Black bookstore, pull over. And went in, and it was. And they had a little room in the back where they held their meetings. And I talked to the lady. If you go look on my Facebook page, United Black American Progress Association, you will see that we filmed it. Me talking to her, going through the store, filming all the different books and things that she had, you know, talking with her. God will open the door and make a way if you remove all of that bull crap that we keep putting in our way. Now, Maulana Karenga was not a perfect man, but he is a professor, and he's the professor of African Studies in a university out there in Long Beach. But God blessed this wise man to put some things out for us as a people. And he put out a book called the Lucille, where he translated sacred wisdom of ancient Kemet and put those wisdoms in this book. And it's almost like a Bible for those who practice Kemetic understanding. Dr. Marilana Karenga, an activist, a scholar, is professor and chair of the Department of Black Studies at California State University in Long Beach. He's the chairman of the organization US and the National Association of Kawida Organizations, called NACA, and the executive director of the Kawida Institute of Pan-African Studies, Los Angeles, that's in Los Angeles. He is also the creator of Kwanzaa and the Nguzo Saba, the 7 principles. And he's the author of Kawida philosophy, out of which Kwanzaa was created. An internationally recognized social theorist, an ethical philosopher in African culture. He is an authority on ancient Egyptian ethical philosophy. He wrote his second dissertation on Ma'at, the moral idea in ancient Egypt, a study in classical African ethics. In addition, Dr. Karenga is the author of numerous books, including Kwanzaa, The Celebration of Family, Community and Culture. Another book, Odu Ifa, dealing with the Yoruba teachings, right? The ethical teachings, instructions in Black studies, and Kawida, a communitarian African philosophy. That is a little bit on a wise man sent to us by God of some of the works that he did. So, the last three principles of Kwanzaa of purpose and creativity and faith is based on the thought that I have that we as a people tear our own people down. Great people that come because we have an expectation of perfection for others that we don't set for ourselves. And this perfect individual that you think is perfect, because of what comes out of him, you hold him to a standard that you yourself don't keep. And so, Maulana Karenga came up during the time of the first beginning of the Black Panther Party. He was a member under Huey Newton. You never heard that much about him. And at that time, Huey P. Newton was under scrutiny from the police department and the FBI and the CIA. And they did everything they could to destroy Huey P. Newton. Because they don't go for those that he made leaders, they go for the head. And Huey P. Newton, I don't have time to tell you in 30 minutes his history, but I'm gonna let you know he had a PhD in philosophy, and he graduated from a college. There were a lot of college students that were standing up for us. Kwame Ture, Stokely Carmichael, he was a college university student. But yet he walked with Martin Luther King. Yet he was about Pan-Africanism. He was about Black people gaining their true culture and whatnot. He had to leave America and go and live, I forgot where he lived at, but over in Africa. And he died over there. But he was born and raised here. And somebody always got something negative to say about him. Maulana Karenga, they say he's a sellout because he snitched on some people in the Black Panther Party movement so that he can get out of jail. Nobody could ever prove it. He's came and spoke many places to tell the whole story. People like Dr. Conrad Morrow and other Black men of renown denounced him, didn't want to observe his Kwanzaa, didn't want to recognize the good books and good works that God through him made for us and gave to us. We still got Christians don't want to know none of this, who think that Kemetic teaching is paganism or practicing witchcraft, who think that Odu Ifa is witchcraft, who thinks that magic is evil, but won't accept that Moses was a magician. They told you in the Bible, they called the magicians out against him. Magic against magic. And he is one. But you don't want to see that, because you think all magic is evil. But there are evil people who do magic. And there are righteous people who know what magic is. So you make the magic good or bad. No, it's the individual that's good or bad, because the person that's not of God can take the Bible and be successful. And a person not of God can take the Holy Quran and be successful. Successfully manipulating you, successfully deceiving you, successfully emptying your pockets of all your money. In faith are, in my opinion, surface definitions. Where I, being a spiritual person and one of God's messengers, I receive it on another level a lot of times. So I said this. I said another word for purpose is be. And be is present and future, because you're supposed to always be coming. See, that means growing. And so you can grow into your purpose and be your purpose. But yet, you got to cultivate your purpose so you constantly are becoming. I said, a child doesn't know his purpose when he's born and when he's coming up. Someone else, when they spoke still, they do. When they came up. But I gave my proof. And what greater proof can you have than yourself? See, my purpose is constantly revealing itself to me. But when I was enlightened of my true purpose at the age of 30 is when I began to live my purpose. But the trials and tribulations I had to go through in order to find my purpose lets you know that I was blindly searching. I can tell you what I wanted to be as a child. I wanted to be a doctor. I wanted to be a fireman. I wanted to be, a policeman. Which in that sense, in my mind, I wanted to be a person that helped people. See, being a policeman is not a purpose. Being a fireman, being a doctor is not a purpose. But wanting to help people is your purpose. Being a humanitarian is your purpose. But did I really, in my mind, know? No, I didn't. Because what I visualized is not what I became. And what I mean on the surface. On the surface, I don't have a police badge and I don't wear a police uniform. On the surface, I don't wear a doctor's coat with a stethoscope on my neck. See, on the surface, I'm not working at the fire department, and I'm not on the truck, and I don't have the uniform of a fireman. On the surface, because that's what I saw. as a child. So I didn't truly know my true purpose. I just felt that I wanted to choose the professions of those type of people who serve. Now, I could not even verbalize my purpose. It was on a small level. So now, my mother dies. This is what I told you. When I was 12. And when she died, that threw me for a loop. I went into all kinds of depressions and everything. But I know that out of adversity sometimes is the beginning of you finding your purpose. Once you shake off the dross and the hurt and the pain, you begin to see in hindsight that God was preparing you for now, the people. And so it is. So I said all of this. And I mentioned that I saw a guy playing the saxophone. And I saw the ladies acting up, screaming and hollering. I said, I don't want that. That's on the Monday. That's on the surface. And so when I got in my next year in school, I joined the band in my sophomore year. Concert band and all. And I chose the saxophone. And my first solo to the audience at one of our, what they call them little things?
Assemblies.
In the school, assembly, that's what the word was. And in the assembly, there was my band and a singing group, and they sung Reasons. And at that time, there was a instrumental solo from the live version of Earth, Wind, and Fire. And when I stepped up to play my part, all the women started screaming and everything like they did when I was a freshman seeing little boy playing. And I felt I was in my glory year. And so at the purpose meeting yesterday, I had my horn on my neck. I said, let me play a little bit of what I played. I played a little bit, then I stopped. And I said, little did I know that my purpose was being met. That I do put out fires. That I do save lives. That I am a doctor in the sick room. That I am a policeman of our community with the OMIB and the watch patrols that we do out here all the time, serving and protecting our people. Yes. But the way I visualized it was not so. God had a higher what? Purpose for me. And so know your purpose. Because you're probably in it, but not of it. Because you're too busy trying to be somebody else. But you may not even know you're trying to be somebody else. But when you're jealous of somebody and something that they are being, then you're not being yourself. You're not using self-examination, self-analysis, and self-correction to find you. There are some people die and never find their purpose. Never know what it was that the Creator sent them here to do and to be. Never found out what their assignment was. That's why I like Mr. Farrakhan every time somebody talk about what he should be doing and why he ain't doing this and that. He said, you don't have my assignment. How can he say it if he didn't know his purpose? You can't. And yes, Satan and his people, they have purpose too. There's some things they're supposed to do. And so, I didn't know I was going to be a sax player, but the Creator knew that part of me serving my purpose was in two ways, verbally and through music. Why? Because as a doctor, one of the OJ songs to show you what I'm saying. He said in his song, music is the healing voice of the world. Music. Then I saw my purpose again. Healing, doctor. Music is the healing voice of the world. Creativity, Kalumba, is today's principle. Creativity. And the word creativity is the word create. We're smaller versions of the creator. A chosen people because of our melanated situation that we went through slavery that caused us to be a 13th tribe. Unknown. And 13 meaning change. And because it's unknown to us, we join on to everything else because we are what? Trying to be. Isn't that deep? So we go and be a Moor. Or we go and be a Muslim. Or we go and join some church and become all kind of different faiths and understanding because we're looking to be showing you our greatness. That if we can absorb all these different things and still exist and be in our right mind, we must be some kind of people, y'all. In the Holy Quran, it mentions a pure substance being made between urine and dung. I used to mention how a pure message can come from an imperfect vehicle. I could not throw away Malana Karanga's works. I cannot throw away R. Kelly's songs. I'm going to just be real with you. Imperfect vehicle. I can't lie as if I don't like Michael Jackson's music. Imperfect vehicle. Perfect stuff coming from an imperfect vehicle. Leave God's people alone. Moses was a murderer. Noah was an alcoholic. David was a murderer and a womanizer. He was so low down, he had his best friend killed so he could take that man's wife. Now check yourself, because we had some great people that leave some great stuff for us. But they had their name and their character maligned by an outside force, an enemy, so that you could walk away and not get the essence of what God had for you. There are some white people who put out books, and knowing we don't read, they will put something in the middle of the book that'll throw you off and you get mad and close and never see the glory of what really was in the next few chapters. This is the trick of the Decepticons. The enemy is deceptive. And you're not supposed to be a part of this. The churches who don't want to celebrate Kwanzaa, but will put up a paganistic Christmas tree and put some bells on it and whatnot. I want to say this. Have faith, the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So here's your purpose, I tell you. Look forward. Be and always becoming. Creativity, find out what your gift is and put your heart, mind, and soul in it and give all praises back to God. All praises. And with your faith, sometimes in order to gain what you need to get from your creativity, you gotta risk. You have to lift the bar sometime in order to go out there on a limb, in order for you to find your true essence, your true purpose, and your true gift. Keep God first in everything that you do. And if you don't understand who God is, go within. Go within to find him, not up there. Go within. And when you find him within, you'll find him everywhere. In and everything. And the light of God will shine so bright, the devil won't exist. I'll say that again. The light of God will shine so bright that the devil won't exist. What is that saying? That you will shine evil. That means push it away. Push it to the side. You're not time for it. It ain't about you're so negative, you're so negative. See, you can take negative and use it for something good. Because if you understand that, if you're going to do self-analysis, you're looking for the negative so that you can make correction. So it's not good to live in it and soak in it and be depressed in it. It's for you to be in it so that you can go inside and find those little clicks and little challenges and wedges and all that stopping you from being who you have the potential to be. But don't stay in the negativity. Come out and go forward and use what you got. How much time I got, Mr. Toma? 1 minute. So I want to thank you all for listening. And on this December 31st, these 12 months of the Gregorian calendar of St. Gregory, I bid you a good night coming up out of those 12 months. Our new year is April 1st in Toma, the beginning of spring, and everything comes back to life. And so we'll continue to operate as usual, and we'll celebrate the new year, April 1st, and we call it Wakanda Day. So you all can join us. You can join us tonight for our day of reflection, when we reflect on those 12 months so that we can project forward. It's called Sankofa. Come be with us 10 p.m. tonight, 616 East on 71st Street. You are welcome. I bid you peace, hotel, shalom, assalamu alaikum, barakani, alafa, ashe. I didn't get a chance to read those scriptures.
We invite you and your family to join us live every Sunday at 616 East 71st Street at our new time from 12:30 to 1:30 p.m. and on Facebook from 12:30 to 1 p.m. If you have enjoyed what you have heard, please feel free to support us with a monetary gift on Cash App at $TOMANATION. Once again, that's $TOMANATION. This will conclude our live stream. The message you have been listening to will continue live here at the Toma Headquarters. We thank you, Black family. See you next Sunday. Black Power.
This is the return of the divine spirit, the one that causes all that exists to exist, the one that is self-existent.
How many men have children and the children never meet their father? See, you created a void in that child because you are a part of that child.
Black power! Black power! Black power! Black power! Black power!